Hello, it's Yama Killer here with match 1 of the competitive league that I'll be playing through with Hardened Scales. I believe on the draw at this opening hand, we are going to be shipping it back. We don't have much early interaction or much early things to do. A turn 2 Throne of Death with no creatures doesn't seem very powerful, and just trying to run out a Scrapyard Recombiner even with the Welding Jar will probably be enough to win this game. Our opponent is on the play, we're on the draw, so we're going to see if they end up mulliganing and if that will end up impacting our decision. We'll see what our opponent ends up deciding to do here. He's taking his good old time, deciding if he wants to go down to 6 or not. He's taking a good old full minute. We'll see what conclusion he comes to. Guess I'll give him a good old chat, see if he's there. Be very disappointing, if the first round our opponent just doesn't show up and we don't even get to play Magic. That wouldn't be too great in of itself. So let's see if he ends up showing up soon so we get to actually play our match. Oh, okay. He's decided to keep his 7-card hand. I'm going to mulligan here. This hand looks significantly better. I think I'm going to ditch 1 Steel Overseer here. Our hand plays pretty nicely in being able to turn 1 Hardened Scales, turn 2 Steel Overseer, turn 3 play out double Arcbound Worker, and we may be able to change our plan depending on what we see from our opponent. Like if they are playing Mono Red Phoenix, I don't really want to play out the Steel Overseer right off the bat. Blue Martian Llanowar Elves, this makes me think that they're on Elves, which is it's actually a fairly even matchup. It's really dependent on if we draw Walking Ballista. If we do, I feel like we're heavily favored. If we don't, I would say that we're a little bit behind in this matchup. Though we do have good combo kills with both Arcbound Ravager and Inkmoth Nexus, as well as just possibly a Hangerback Walker and doing things like that. Our opponent seems to be coming out of the gate here pretty quickly. He doesn't have I can't remember what the elf is called, the one that allows you to tap 3 elves and get 3 mana to your mana pool. That would have been devastating that with the Dwennan's Elite into more spells, but it looks like he doesn't have it here. We're going to still put down our Steel Overseer because of the fact that it'll go really great, especially with this Arcbound Ravager we drew along with these Arcbound Workers. So next turn we can get down the Workers, activate the Steel Overseer, and then the turn after that put down an Arcbound Ravager. This allows us to basically put out a lethal threat from both of the Workers moving forward, making them kind of have to chunk block fairly quickly. It seems like our opponent doesn't have the mana for a Collected Company. He may be going for a Lead the Stampede here, which he doesn't. He does go for Azuri, which is a bit of a problem. Ooh, we do have Walking Ballista now, which it's actually a great draw. I'm going to just put that down rather than the Arcbound Workers for now. Use the Steel Overseer, start shooting down the mana that he has, making it so that he can not use the Azuri to regenerate his other elves. So next turn we can, if we draw a land, it's actually very good for us because we can use Arcbound Worker plus Arcbound Ravager, activate Steel Overseer, and start just going to town on our opponent, especially their whole board, making it essentially, making it so they just can't win anymore. Now we're going to take this attack. We're only going down to 10. That's more than acceptable. Let's see what they have as the follow-up play here. We may just be able to outright kill them if we draw a land. Or even if we don't, we play Arcbound Ravager, there'll be 2 counters. Steel Overseer, 4 counters, then we add... Yeah, so we will get to do the math, see if we get to kill our opponents here. Especially if we draw land, I think we may have lethal. Okay, no Sentinel, that's fine. Another Hardened Scales. So let's do some math here. So if we played Arcbound Ravager, it would be 2 plus 4 counters with the Steel Overseer activation, 6 counters. We could put then the 7 counters on Walking Ballista. It would be a 10-10. We wouldn't quite have enough to kill them. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to play out Hardened Scales, play out Arcbound Worker, activate... Do I activate Steel Overseer now? I believe so, and then start using the Walking Ballista to ping down a couple of their creatures. I'm going to take out Azuri, and then take out a Elf Warrior. Then I'll pass the turn. We could have gone for an attack first, but I do want the ability to block if need be. The attack first is probably actually completely safer. I will admit that that is probably a misstep on my part, but I feel as if it will not end up mattering as long as we can get to the next turn. because I believe we will be able to combo kill them with Arcbound Ravager and then putting the counters onto the Walking Ballista. So let's see if they have any recourse for this. It doesn't look like it right now. We do have a 6/6 Arcbound Worker, Elves of Deep Shadow. That's a interesting art they have there for that card. But I believe that we are going to have lethal this next turn. Yep. Play out the Arcbound Ravager, activate Steel Overseer, sacrifice here, put the counters onto the Walking Ballista, and they've conceded. So we picked up game 1 here. That timely Walking Ballista on turn 3 right after we played the Steel Overseer was very, very good for us. We're going to be bringing in Dismember here. We don't actually want Grafdigger's Cage because they don't have as many Collected Company type cards in their deck anymore. They're mostly probably on Lead the Stampede, and Grafdigger's Cage is not even that. It's not great against that. I am going to keep in the Steel Overseers. I think they're fairly powerful in this matchup. Let's see. Animation Module is fine. Scrapyard Recombiner seems a little bit slow. I think we can shave one of those. And I think we can shave some amount of Welding Jars, because I don't think they have that many Destroy Artifact type effects. They're mainly going to be leaning on cards, I feel like Kataki, or other creature-based cards like Collector Oof even. So I feel like we should just go like this, and lean on our Dismembers to deal with their interaction rather than Nature's Claim, as we saw green-black rather than green-white, so I don't believe they have Stony Silence. This hand is just a clear mulligan. We don't have any lands. Now let's see if we can get something better on 6. This hand is very, very good. What do I want to leave? I think I'm fine with getting rid of... It's actually a little bit of a tricky decision. I think I'm going to get rid of Arcbound Worker with the thought that I'm going to be playing turn 1 Llanowar Reborn. They're going to play turn 2 Collector Oof on average as their way to interact with me. Then I'll be able to play Hardened Scales, Dismember the Collector Oof, and then move from there. Just play out Llanowar Reborn and then pass the turn. And I think the Ancient Stirrings, like as we saw, if we draw any land, it makes it so we can Ancient Stirrings and then find any 2-drop. There's Nettle Sentinel. I'm surprised that they didn't play out that. I'm somewhat interested in what their hand is right now. Put Hardened Scales, put this, pass the turn. With the second Dismember, this is actually very good for us. So now we can be able to use it on an Elvish Archdruid and not be worried about a Collector Oof. Or any other potential creature like a Kataki. So I believe that they're going to have the, yep, here's the Archdruid it seems like. Yep, there's the Archdruid. We can use our Dismember on the Archdruid. Next turn, use Ancient Stirrings, and get down a creature, either the Arcbound Ravager or whatever we find off the Ancient Stirrings. So we killed off the Archdruid. Let's leave with Ancient Stirrings here. I actually like taking Steel Overseer, playing it out, and using that to accrue advantage over time, along with our Hangerback Walker and our Arcbound Ravager. If we end up finding another mana source, I believe we may be able to kill it with the Blinkmoth Nexus, using the Arcbound Ravager and the Hangerback Walker. Let's see, this looks like another Archdruid. Sure, we're going to take 3. I think I'm going to be dismembering this Archdruid, seeing especially that we're getting... Oof. This is actually going to make me not dismember the Archdruid. I'm going to do this. I'm going to activate Blinkmoth Nexus to itself, activate Steel Overseer, and just churn down the board that our opponent has. I'm not going to take out the Nettle Sentinel just yet. There's no reason to. If we do end up finding a reason to do it, like most likely they'll either be playing a creature or a spell, and then I can end up killing it in response there. This looks like a Shaman of the Pack. Yes, there's Shaman of the Pack. I'm going to be shooting down the Nettle Sentinel now. Take less damage. And I believe we may just be able to kill this turn. Let's see, let's get down Ravager. Let's get down Hangerback Walker. Let's activate here, yes. So let's sacrifice Hangerback Walker. And our opponent sees the end of the road for them. So we picked up round 1, 2-0. Drew some timely Walking Ballistas for this matchup, which I think is the very key card. And we were able to take it down pretty easily, especially drawing Hardened Scales in all of our matches. So that's going to be round 1 for us, and hopefully we can do just as good in round 2.